Hello everybody, this is Karthikeya from CSCB. The topic is running OpenCL code on the Microsoft HoloLens. So, first of all, what is OpenCL? OpenCL is a nothing but Open Computing Language. So, Open Computing Language is a framework for writing programs that execute across heterogeneous platforms consisting of central processing unit, which means CPUs, graphics processing unit, which means GPUs, and digital signal processors, DSP, and field programmable gate arrays, FPGAs, and other processor or hardware accelerators, which means it is a framework for writing programs that execute across heterogeneous platforms, which consist of CPUs, GPUs, DSPs, other processors, hardware, etc. OpenCL that is specifies programming languages like based on C99, C++14, and C17 for programming these devices and application programming interface, which means APIs to control the platform and execute programs on the compute devices. OpenCL provides a standard interface for parallel computing using task and database parallelism. So here we understood. So here we understood that. So from here, what we learn, OpenCL is nothing but Open Computing Language, which means the framework for writing programs that execute across heterogeneous platforms, which means heterogeneous platforms. Heterogeneous platforms consist of different types of processors and hardware. So OpenCL specifies programming languages like based on C99, C++, and C17 and वगैरह high level languages for programming the devices and application programming interface, which means API, to control the platform and execute programs on the compute devices. A person involved in OpenCL programming should be a very proficient in C programming and having prior experience in any parallel programming tool will be an added advantage. He or she should be able to break a large problem and find out the data and task parallel regions of the code which he or she is trying to accelerate using OpenCL. An OpenCL programmer should know the underlying architecture for which he or she is trying to program. If you are porting an existing parallel code into OpenCL, then you should need to start learning OpenCL programming architecture. So if we need to program an OpenCL code, so the person should very proficient in C program, which means he need to break a large program in the C program. He need he, and having prior experience in any parallel programming tool. So he need to he should be very proficient in the programming and having parallel programming tool. So having programming tool, so there will be advantage. Advantage of high experience in any parallel programming tool, the in OpenCL programming. So and he or she should be able to make a large program and find out the data and task parallel regions of the code which he or she accelerate using OpenCL. So they should be break a large program and find out the data and task parallel regions of the code, so which they are trying to accelerate using OpenCL. An OpenCL programmer should know the underlying architecture for which he or she is trying to program. So must ensure a OpenCL programming should know the underlying architecture to program an OpenCL code. So if you are putting an existing parallel code in OpenCL, then you should need to start learning OpenCL programming architecture. So so if if we need to put an existing parallel code in the OpenCL, we need to learn OpenCL programming architecture. So we should. So first of all, when we need to open when we need to code an OpenCL program, so we should very proficient in the program and 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 should know an underlying architecture. So lot of practice and able to break a large problem. So these are these are qualities are makes a programmer and an open shell programmer. So open shell in open standard maintained by an non-profitable technology consortium corners group conformant implementations are available from Altera, AMD, Apple. OpenCL along with OpenGL is deprecated for Apple hardware in favor of Metal, to ARM, Native, IBM, वगैरह वगैरह. So coming to HoloLens, Microsoft HoloLens, known under development as Project Barbo, a pair of mixed reality smart glasses developed and manufactured by Microsoft. HoloLens is nothing but a smart glasses which is a pair of mixed reality, which means uh, nothing but when we wear a normal glasses, we see what is in front of us. But when we use the smart glasses like HoloLens, we see the mixed reality. Like we see the it is near to the uh, AR technology, VR technologies. So HoloLens was the first head-mounted display running the Windows Mixed Reality platform under the Windows 10 computer operating system. So tracking technology used in the HoloLens can trace its lineage to Kinetic and add on Microsoft Xbox game console that it is introduced in 2010. So 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 what so HoloLens is nothing but an AI program, so which is a pair of mixed reality smart glasses, which mixed reality smart glasses, and which is developed as Project Barbo, which is on OpenCV, but OpenCV, which is a high level programming language like OpenCL. Uh, So now the Microsoft is running the OpenCL programming on the HoloLens. So which HoloLens we can see the we can see the movies, uh, we can attend the calls, we can control the devices, anything we can do with the smart glasses, which is connected to the devices, to that HoloLens. So it is introduced in the 2010, and which it's running the Windows 10 computer operating system. So the tracking technology used in the HoloLens can trace its lineage to Kinect and add on for Microsoft Xbox game. Thank you.